So as you can see,
we are in a very full car because we were on the road. I recorded my video yesterday, which you'll see like in a couple seconds here. But we thought we would just put a different hello on it. The video is about traveling to Tango, and we are traveling
today, sort of today.
Partially
to Tango. We've had such a good trip. Yeah.
We've been very lucky and had some nice dances at, vaccinated practicas and that kind of thing. We went to places that we know, were with people that we know, but I also enjoy sometimes like the anonymity of going and dancing somewhere that I don't know people. And
it's true. You don't have to worry about whether things are going to follow you around. I mean,
yeah, you sound like you have like a terrible reputation.
No.
You gotta get out.
No, but I mean, it means like you can experiment with different styles, different characters.
Yeah, for sure. You can kind of just use it as a space to figure out some things.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
It's liberating.
Enjoy the video. Sorry about DC apparently being completely reconstructed in the background, but I appreciate you. We appreciate you, and enjoy. Hello! I'm in a new place, and I thought I would take advantage of this opportunity to talk about dancing in new places. Well, we aren't traveling at full yet. It has been an amazing part of my past, and I'm really looking forward to it being a part of my future. So I wanted to make a video about tips that I use and things that I think about when traveling to a new city. I'm going to break this down into things that I've done before going to an event, arriving and dancing at an event, and then also just the things that come along with dancing in a new place. So the first and most obvious thing is to take advantage of friends and acquaintances that you might have in the area. Reach out and see if they know about events, milongas, and practicas that they would recommend. And the second place to look is Facebook. You can always join the whatever city you're in Tango group and see what's there. Organizers are always posting for their event, and it will give you the key information. I always try and check out the pictures of the event so that way I can get an idea of how formal the dress is, and I've even gone so far as to contact the organizer to say that I'm coming in from out of town. The other thing you want to make sure that you do is you respond to the events that you go to. That way, if you do meet people at the event, they can find you easily afterward. As far as dressing, I would just find something that is kind of in the middle formal-wise and something that I feel super comfortable dancing in. Something that looks the part but doesn't allow me to completely blend in. If someone dances with me, then they can also recommend me to another dancer by saying the girl in yellow or with the giant wing tattoos. In terms of arriving at the event, if there's a pre-milonga class, I would definitely recommend taking it. That way you can get to know a few people in the community as well as some of the local instructors. I still recommend arriving early, particularly so you can pay attention to seating. There are two things you want to prioritize when choosing your seating. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have a great view of the floor, but the second thing is be in line of sight for your dance partner. So especially if you're a follower, you want to think about where might the leaders be standing to catch your attention or to give you a cabeceo. So for example, with this typical milonga setup where you have like 3 sets of tables, kind of 2 entrance areas where dancers enter the floor, I would recommend maybe this corner here so you can see a lot of the floor, but then also you have the option to cabeceo or mirada in this direction here if leaders are along here, as well as kind of across here. You can also get this one up here as well. Another decent spot would be here. Again, I really like to sit near the entrance and exit from the floor because again, you can just be seen all the more. You can see the floor and you have a good view of a couple different options in your eye line. Somewhere up here in these corners, it can be a little bit hard to see the rest of the group, because as dancers fill in, you won't be able to see over here. So you'll kind of be limited to like this section if you're up here. Somewhere in the middle here, it can be hard to see these upper corners here to mirada or cabeceo. And to get people on the same side, you really have to turn your head, and that can be like a little bit more awkward and obvious. So somewhere on the corner, you can kind of have like a more natural sweeping eye line. Try and always come back to that space. If you're constantly moving around, it can be hard for leaders to find you again. And this varies a lot from city to city, event to event, or country to country. There's all sorts of different dynamics. Once dancing begins, really just keep your eyes on the floor and take a look at who's there. Really enjoy seeing new dancers that you haven't been exposed to, and take a look at the social dynamics. So watching the floor not only gives you an idea of who is there, but also shows that you're looking. There's something to being seen looking that shows that you're aware of what's going on. Another thing that you can do is just be open and honest about the fact that you're visiting from another place. You can even ask pretty simple questions like, oh, is this a weekly event or is this a monthly event? Does this person come often? Are there other events that they would recommend in the area? Things like that, just to get people talking if they feel comfortable. Sometimes I will find a fellow follower and just find something that I really enjoy, either about their dancing or about their outfit. Kind of open you up to being a warm and interested person. Another thing that can help you kind of open the door is not only being seen looking, but also just like smiling and making eye contact, not at the moment of like the cabeceo or mirada. So during the cortina, when people are leaving the floor, when you're getting a snack, you're just kind of putting yourself on people's radar. When exploring a new space, it can really be a lot of fun. There's nothing better than just really connecting with people. First, it's just important to go with an open heart and an open mind, and really just be willing to enjoy and share in an experience. When I'm looking at leaders, a lot of times I'm looking at the follower's face to see if they look calm, happy, serene. That tells me that they feel safe and comfortable in that embrace, and that's honestly what I'm looking for in any experience. Of course, looking at dancers' feet, it can tell you a little bit about the musicality and the technique that they've been working on. So many dancers have so many strengths that show up in different ways, and you can't judge a book by its cover. So jump in and really be ready to have a nice time, and I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised most of the time. Especially if you're in a new place, don't be afraid to go for a half tanda. So it can be really hard to kind of break in and your partner doesn't know you. So kind of having that 2-dance tanda as like a test run can always feel really safe, because if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's totally fine. But if it does, it might even open the door for a second dance after or later on. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was a little bit of the like social psychology of tango. It can definitely be a bit amplified when you're dancing in a new place. Everyone has gotten in their head a little bit about tango, maybe a lot, but dancing in a new place can exacerbate that. I've definitely had the experience where I sit a tanda,
like, you know what, this isn't my favorite music, I'm going to just rest for this one. Then a second tanda comes on, I'm like, oh, I'd love to dance with somebody, and I just don't catch anybody, and I was like, you know what, I'm fine, I'm enjoying watching, it's totally fine. Then a third tanda comes on, and I can't catch anyone, and oh my gosh, this community has decided as a group that they don't want to dance with me, and I will never dance, and I failed as a dancer.
Totally normal. There's lots of dancing in your future. You're gonna get through it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this information is helpful for you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you have terrific travels in your future and divine tandas. Take care.